In today's video, I'm going to be ranking every single Ultimate Legend in Madden 22 Ultimate Team. We are back here with another tier list. Today, we're going to be doing a promo focused one, literally all the Ultimate Legends in the game. Let me know if you guys do like this video because I'm thinking about maybe doing like flashback or some other promos as well. Now, before we get into the first cards, I do want to go ahead and shout out the comment of the day real quick. As you can see, there are just so many Ultimate Legends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the obvious S tier cards out the way. The first obvious S tier for me is Dan Diedorf, Secure Protector for 1 AP. Yes, sir. Also, Sean Taylor, 1 AP Acrobat. Absolutely amazing safety. I'm also going to put Kabir up in S tier, 1 AP Double or Nothing. Love that. I'm also going to have Alan Faneca up in S tier, 0 AP Post Up. Leroy Selman would be the best defensive tackle in the game if it wasn't for Tony Casillas, so I'm going to put him S. Then Andre Johnson, a 1 AP Route Tech receiver. Absolutely tremendous value. Joe Montana is my favorite Ultimate Legend quarterback, so I'm going to put him in S tier as well. And then for the final one, until we get into each card, Joe DeLaMilliere, again, another 1 AP Secure Protector. Love that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going over the stats of each and every single card because that would be a 4-hour long video, but we got Chad Johnson right here. A 6'1", basically perfect receiver, but there's just so many good receivers. I think he's B or C. For right now, I'm going to be really strict and put him in the C tier. I just have to see the other cards and how the list goes. Eric Dickerson, I don't think I can put him lower than B. I do like him better than Chad Johnson. I know it's kind of hard to compare running backs to like wide receivers, but we're going to be comparing every single position to each other today. I could see A, but for right now, I'm going to put him in B. And then Michael Vick. Michael Vick, when he first came out, not really terrible, but now I don't really see the point in him. And I am going to base it off of now, not when they came out. I'm going to put him D tier. It's not like he's the worst quarterback in the game, but I like so many other Ultimate Legend quarterbacks over him. Then Aaron Glenn, I'm gonna put Aaron Glenn F. He's just too short. That's really it. Mike Allstott, I'm going to put, do I put him a tier above Dickerson? Because I do like him more as a runner. I'm gonna put him above Dickerson, but I think they're on similar tiers. I'm cool with having Mike Allstott in the B tier. I do really like him though. Could see him A, he might move up. Brian McKinney, I'm gonna put C. He's just like a really solid left tackle. Ed Too Tall Jones, for getting us the wide receiver, S tier. But this card, again, a really solid pass rusher. Like, he's really good. I'm gonna go ahead and lean towards the C tier. Levon Kirkland, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really a big fan of the card. I'm gonna put him F. If he got mid-zone KO for 1 AP, I'd like him a little bit more, but getting it for 2 AP, just not really worth it. Charles Woodson, another really good corner. I think I'm gonna have him B. I think B is a good spot for him. He's a 6'1" DB, so maybe on the same tier as Chad Johnson. I'm gonna have to think about that one. He might move down for me, but I like him in the B tier. Phil Simms, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have never seen anyone use this card, and also I didn't think he was that great, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put him in the F tier. Edgerrin James was really solid. I'm gonna put him right next to Dickerson. I think these running backs on similar tiers makes a lot of sense to me. Randy Moss, I think I'm gonna put Randy Moss S. The only thing is he isn't a top 10 receiver for me anymore, but he is still like a phenomenal card. Like, he is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna lean towards the S tier. He might be someone that falls out though. A tier is looking kind of empty right now. It's gonna be kind of hard to decide between A or S. So yeah, we're gonna move on to William Perry. William Perry, again, another great defensive tackle. I'm gonna put him C or B for me. I'm gonna go C because now you have Tony Casillas and also Leroy Selman, so he's really good at what he does. I'm gonna put him B, actually. I'm gonna put him B. Bernard Pollard is basically a perfect strong safety. I'm at least going B tier for him. I think he's really solid, and given just the amount of people we have in B tier, I'm gonna put Mike Allstott up because I do like him more than Dickerson and Edgerrin James as a runner. He's a big body. If you haven't used him, he just air trucks. He breaks a ton of tackles. He was kind of like fullback William Perry before fullback William Perry came out. And then Ozzie Newsome, I think is like solid. I'm gonna put him C tier. Steve McNair is going A tier for me. I just like Joe Montana more than him. He has a Slinger 1 release, fast release in the game. I just wish his Gunslinger was a little bit more discounted. I know it's the same AP as Pass Lead Elite. Slinger 1 with Pass Lead Elite is gonna play the exact same way as Slinger 1 with Gunslinger in my opinion. So it's good value, but I don't think it's great. So I think it's A tier for him. Charles Haley, a really good pass rusher. C or B? I'm gonna go B. Mike Pouncey, another pretty just good offensive lineman. I'm gonna put him C tier because I feel like he doesn't do anything special, and I don't believe he's like my top 3 in center rankings either, so I think C tier is a good spot for him. Patrick Kearney, he's good. I think he also fits my description of what Steve McNair was. Really great stats wise, Kind of wish he got extra elite for 1 AP instead of 2. Hunter Davis, again, I think is just a solid offensive lineman. C tier is good for me. Mike Haynes, I like Mike Haynes more than Charles Woodson, so I'm going to go ahead and put him in the A tier. I think he's a really, really good corner. I believe he's like 6'2", so really good height on him. John Hanna, I think is a step above the C tier lineman. I'm going to put him in the B tier. Antonio Gates, this is a tough one because if Gronk and Vernon didn't exist, he's easy S tier. Oh man, do I put him as the best card in A tier? I don't want to flood S tier, so I'm gonna put Gates A tier. I'm gonna put him as the best card in A tier. Has a great ability. 20 piece automatic is absolutely amazing. Good CMS. He might move up by the end of the video. Billy Johnson has Aaron Glenn syndrome where he's just short. Billy Johnson and Aaron Glenn probably are gonna move up to D tier. We'll see. Rodney Harrison, I think he's pretty just like solid. Like I don't think he's like great. I think he's more in the C tier level than B tier, but he's still really, really good, like especially on a theme team. Now, Carl Banks, see him and also Dave Robinson, I'm gonna move them right by each other because they're gonna go exactly by each other. I think they're good. They just aren't like, so I would consider like a lot of people in like C tier, like pretty much like perfect on a team. Like Rodney Harrison, Chad Johnson have no issues with, right? Carl Banks or Dave Robinson, there's a couple stats that I'm kind of like on, so I'm gonna put them in the D tier by Vic. Now you could have them higher. They are pretty good left outside linebackers. And no, I actually lied. So Dave Robinson for me is gonna go C. I'm gonna put him a tier above Carl Banks because Carl Banks being a run stopper. Larry Zonka is good. He just gets completely outshadowed by the like OP fullbacks in the game, like William Perry, Mike Allstott, like I talked about, and a card we're gonna cover later. I'm gonna put Zonka in like the D tier. Like as a player, he's not a D tier player. And actually, like I'm gonna put Larry Zonka in C. I'm gonna move up Aaron Glenn and Billy Johnson into the D tier. And then Rich Gannon is also going F tier for me. I absolutely hated using Rich Gannon. I know he gets 1 AP Howard Master, but I don't think it's worth it. LT is a great running back. I'm gonna put him B. I'm gonna put him B by like Dickerson and Edgerrin James. Like Ditka, I'm gonna put by Ozzie Newsome. I think again they're both really solid tight ends. Eric Johnson, you can make an argument he's the best middle linebacker in the game. So I think I have to put him A tier. If he's in the argument for best at his position, he has to at least be A. I don't quite think he's as like overpowered as some of the people I have in S tier, so I'm gonna leave him in the A tier. Darrelle Revis is a super tough one because he's 5'11", but he gets 1 AP Acrobat. So 1 AP Acrobat by itself, he's at least C or B. He's at least C or B. I think I'm gonna lean towards B. Because you could have him in your top 10 corners, and I think you're right. He's a tough one because I could see him literally like anywhere on this tier list, and you would have an argument for it. Joe Thomas, probably the best left tackle in the game. You can argue him or Trent Williams, so I'm gonna put him in the A tier right by Derek Johnson. Jerry Rice, I don't like his ability playmaker on next gen. I think it's a waste. But him as a card, no abilities. I think he is a fantastic receiver. I think he's B tier. Bo Jackson. I think Bo Jackson is another one that should have been an S tier. So yeah, Bo Jack is going in S. One of the best running backs in the game. You can make the argument he is the best. He gets that bow nose ability as well. He is super, super good. Bruce Smith is a great pass rusher. I'm going to put Bruce Smith A tier. I really like me some Bruce Smith. He is crazy fast, has all the pass rush traits. Ed Reed is another tough one. I'm gonna put Ed Reed right by Darrelle Revis. Now I do like Ed Reed more than Darrelle Revis because that film study for 2 AP is really good value. I don't really have a problem with Ed Reed. Like he's very solid. I just don't think he's like quite on the A or S tier level. Dan the Man, in my opinion, I'm gonna put him also A tier. I think him and McNair are, I don't want to say similar because Dan Marino is more of a pocket passer, but Dan with Pass Lead Elite and Steve McNair with Gunslinger, I think they're going to play really, really similar. Like Steve McNair is a little bit faster. You could give the edge to McNair, but I really like Marino. I thought they played very similar when I used them. Everson Walls, I'm going to put him B. I'm going to put him B. I'm going to have him a tier below Mike Haynes. Like, he's right there, though. Like, he's really close to being in my top 10 corners. I think he's really, really good. I don't have a problem with him. Think he's a great corner. Night Train Lane is going to be the highest rated corner on the list. Does he go S tier? No, I'm going to put him A. I'm going to put him A. I love Night Train Lane. He's basically a perfect corner. He has a big hitter trait on yes, which I absolutely love. That's why I'm so high on Night Train Lane. Andre Rison, I'm going to put it on the same level as like Billy Johnson. Just a little bit shorter. That's really it. Like, I don't think he's like bad, but compared to these cards, some people have to go D or F, you know. Teddy Bruschi is going to be my second favorite middle linebacker we cover, so I'm going to put him B tier. I think he's a little bit worse than Derek Johnson, so yeah, I'm going to put him a tier below each other. Michael Strahan, another great pass rusher. I'm going to put him right by Bruce Smith because they are kind of similar. Like, they're both really, really fast, have basically perfect pass rush moves. So yeah, I'm going to put them right by each other. Thurman Thomas, another really good running back. I'm going to put him right by like Dickerson and them. Think they're very, very close to each other. Larry Allen, stats-wise, I'd probably say is the best right guard in the game. It's just like some of these cards in like A have some crazy ability, so I would rather have Joe DeLaMilliere over him, so I'm gonna put him A tier. We got Ken Houston. I'm putting Ken Houston S tier. I don't care. One of my favorite strong safeties in the game. I absolutely love the card. Then we got Joey Porter. Joey Porter gets Edge Threat Elite for 1 AP. Tremendous value. I don't want to put him S tier because I like all the cards in S tier more than him. He's like a Gates for me. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put him A. Barry Wilson, good on a theme team, not good on any other team. So yeah, I'm going to put him F tier. Charlie Young, my favorite tight end out of what we've covered so far, besides Antonio Gates. I'm going to put him B tier. Because you also have Mike Ditka and Ozzie Newsome. Yeah, I like that. I like Charlie Young in the B tier. I could see him A, but then I think Gates would have to go up to S. So yeah, I'm going to leave him in the B tier. Dwight Freeney, once again, a crazy good rusher. Put him right by Bruce Smith and Michael Strahan. Love me some Dwight Freeney. Earl Campbell, I'm going to go ahead and have a tier above Dickerson and them. I'm going to have him in the A tier. Haloti Ngata, I'm going to go ahead and have in the A tier as well. A really great defensive tackle. Just kind of gets outshadowed by Leroy Selman, in my opinion. Then you got Jason Taylor. Once again, a tremendous pass rusher. I'm going to put him right next to Bruce Smith in them. Lynn Swann is basically a Billy Johnson clone, so I'm going to put him right by each other. If it was Lynn Swann running back, though, he'd be higher. I love that running back card. Elvis Dumerville, once again, a beastly pass rusher, very similar to like Bruce Smith and them. So yeah, A tier is a fine spot for him. Reggie Wayne is very similar to Andre Rison, so I'm going to go ahead and put him D tier. Mean Joe Green, very solid defensive tackle. I'm going to put him right by Perry because I think they are on similar levels. So yeah, B tier for Mean Joe makes a lot of sense. Aqib Talib is a really good corner. I'm going to put him by Mike Haynes. Think they're kind of similar. Think they're on similar levels. Then we got Franco. Franco, I'm going to put a tier above Larry Zonka. I'm going to put Franco in... No, I'm going to put Franco in A by Mike Allstott because... I think you could run either one of these and they'll do kind of similar things. We got Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis right now just, I mean, he's still solid. I'll put him C, but he's closer to D than he is B in my opinion. Ray Hirsch, I'm gonna put him B. Like first time he was like S, but now he's just kind of like eh. Like there's a lot of rushers that'll do what he does just a little bit better at this point in the game. And then for the last one, Jimmy Smith. I'm going to put Jimmy Smith D tier. He gets route tech for 2 AP instead of 1. It's just really, it's not really a discount in my opinion. So yeah, y'all. That has been my Ultimate Legend tier list, man. Let me know down in the comments what you did think of this video. Let me know if you want to see other promo card tier lists just like this one. If you did enjoy the video, you enjoy content like this, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. I'm going to be dropping daily Madden 23 content. Also, if you want to see me use some of these cards live, make sure you go ahead and check the links in the description, hit the Twitch with a follow. Yeah, let me know down in the comments if you did disagree with anything because there's so many cards, we're bound to disagree on something, right? I appreciate y'all clicking onto the video though. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you guys want another video to watch, check this one out right here. I went over all the thresholds that are super important for stats for Madden 22 and likely going to be the same for Madden 23.